already arrived and ready to go. But I have a few slides that I wanted to show you. Information. We're very thankful for your attendance to all of our events that we do on a regular basis to keep you updated on what's new and what's happening with our brand, favorite brand, Century Tuna. It's not been 4 months since we just completed the Century Tuna Super Bond. Very successful. It was our 10th year, and we had the hottest contestants and of course the hottest winners that are starting to make waves in the modeling industry. But at that point, it actually generated very strong business results for us. And we said, okay, we're very successful with Superbots, but it started to make us worried kasi sabi namin, where do we take the business from here? So as stated here to us, this famous guy Anonymous said, it's dangerous to think you're successful because you tend to be complacent. And Century has been to a certain extent quite successful. #1 tuna brand for the longest time. Strong brand equity. When you say Superbod, it's closely related to Century Tuna. And we're also going international. I think in our previous encounters and meetings, we've talked to you about Century Tuna being exported and sold to many stores all over the world. And I'm very happy to tell you that we're now already in 58 countries globally. Not bad for a Filipino brand. And we're present in Walmart, Safeway, Carrefour, Giant, and all of the other big retailers. And that's the reason why we always try to exceed and better ourselves, because Century Tuna really is something good for the consumer. Real food that give real results. We talked to you in the past about the vitamin D and the omega-3 in the product that helps fight belly fat. And that's why we've anchored our campaigns on abs because of the real results from Century Tuna. It also quells cortisol and insulin, those two enzymes that actually store fat. So from there, we've always been talking about being able to give consumers a way to be their fittest best and achieve their fitness goals. And we talked to you about the fitness equation on a regular basis. Right amount of calories per day, right food, and exercise. But then, we've always used advertising as the way to communicate. Pero napansin namin, although our advertising has been, I guess, cutting edge for the longest time, we noticed that consumers were starting to say, yun na naman, parang okay, when they see the commercial, they appreciate the campaign, and they get the message, they support the brand, but we didn't want to be typecasted and limited to just being the same formula. So that's why we came up with this challenge. Although we've been effective over the years, we didn't want to be complacent. The challenge was to make a campaign that would go viral. So we talked to our agency, PCNV. The guys are here. Actually, let's give PCNV headed by Ariel, Comia, this team. As well as we said, okay, do something that's viral, do something that people will remember for many years. And similar to how Richard Gomez was rowing, I guess, in the bench commercial many years ago, for those of you who are old enough to remember. So, and we put together that strong team, and we said there were several boards that were presented, but we said, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. Until finally, this board came up, which we were talking about just a while ago. And we hit the 4.1 million views, even if our target was just to go for about 2 million. So we'd like to thank, of course, the brilliant work of our director, Mr. Director Sid Maderaso. That idea of a white liquid and all of that was carefully thought about. We did some screen tests on how cooperative the white liquid would be, and we finally ended up deciding on using cornstarch and water. Yung cornstarch na yun and water solution na tumulo kay James, tinago namin yun, nasa kwarto ng product manager namin. But, tinutulugan niya. But it really worked. We've been able, aside from the 4.1 million views, it created an avalanche of social media reaction. So these are just some of the examples. It just kept going and going. Parang metro ng taxi na mabilis ang takbo. And we were surprised. One of the things that we noticed is that men started to post their own James Reid version. Ang favorite ko dito si Century Tuna, si Kevin Ray Tolin. Nakalagay pa dyan, Kevin the morning after. So, nilike agad ng product manager namin yan. So, speaking of product manager, of course, we'd also like to say happy birthday to the product manager of Century Tuna, Ms. Cheska. Actually, yung iced tea lang ang sagot ng Century Tuna dito. Yung pagkain, Cheska nagbayad niya. So, and it is more and more men posting, and even a James Reid look-alike. Challenge accepted. So, the interest, tsaka iba, hindi po nag-shave. Vale. But the interesting thing is that of the 4.1 million and counting so far, 62% were men. So, nagulat kami. Because when we created this ad, along with the ad agency, Direct Sit, the guidelines were, it had to be appealing to women, but it shouldn't be alienating to men. Dapat astig pa rin, di ba? So that men will appreciate it. 67% of tuna shoppers are women. Pero baliktad na nangyari. 62% of those who viewed the commercial online, that's only on Facebook. There's a lot of numbers as well on YouTube and all kinds of other social media platforms. Were men. So I think we've achieved our objective of expanding our market. Tapos ito hindi kami sure kung male or female. Pero okay na yung picture na. I'm just joking. So, but that's it. So far, so good. But we said, okay, we've caught everyone's attention, which was the intention. But we now have to go back to realities. There's so many tuna brands today. And I think you've noticed. I'm not going to mention their brand names because I wouldn't want to be helping the competition. But we felt that we needed to do a 1-2 punch. So we had that very viral campaign. But tonight we'll introduce to you a commercial that's more aligned with how we've always communicated. But of course with the added touch of Sid Bataraso, PCNV, Jella Gamboa, marketing thinking, and Cheska Sebiel's marketing thoughts. So tonight we'll share with you a new campaign, follow up weeks after a very successful viral video that will just talk about the importance of trusting a brand. So that's all I have to say. I'm sure you're all excited to meet the biggest, the sweetest couple on radio, Joyce and Sam, and of course our endorser, James Reid. So enjoy the rest of the evening and.